Up until now, I feel like my videos have been very one-sided, talking about the things I don't buy as a minimalist. But I think it's only fair to talk about the other side of it. Today, I want to talk about what I spend my money on. When I was making a list for this video, I was thinking, what do all of these things have in common? And the common thread is that they all add a lot of value to my life. Some might say that these expenses are not necessary, thus it's not living minimally. But to me, I minimize the other parts of my life so that I can enjoy these things. After all, not spending my money and being frugal was never my goal of minimalism. The goal was to spend more intentionally so that I can direct my money and use it to enhance my life. Most days, I make my coffee or matcha at home, but sometimes I like going to the cafe. I know this is breaking every financial guru's advice, but for me, it's not just about the coffee I'm paying for. It's the simplest little joy. It's a chance to take a break from my day and have a moment of face-to-face interaction. I also love hearing the conversations around me, which often spark an interest or an idea for my videos. All for $4 to $5, and to me, this is so worth it. But instead of making this just another habit that I take for granted, I try to think of it as a treat for myself every single time and leave room in my budget for it. Which further proves, it's not what we spend our money on, but how we spend it that truly matters. I'm naturally quite frugal. So in the past, if I had $100 to spend, I would have always preferred to have bought 5 pieces of clothing instead of just one quality piece. Now, I'm not saying that price is always a reflection of the quality, but in my case, it was. Those lesser quality items would wear out much quicker, some would just disintegrate in the wash after a couple of times, and it ended up costing me a lot more money over time since I had to either replace them or repair them. Now when I need to buy a staple piece for my closet, I absolutely prioritize quality over quantity. I take my time to research the material, how it's made, and how to take care of it, which often means I'm spending a little bit more money on one item, but I think of it as an investment. Speaking of high quality wardrobe staples, thank you to Nisolo for sponsoring this video. I was so excited when they reached out because I absolutely love the company and I have been supporting them for quite some time now. Their Huarache sandals have been a part of my wardrobe staple for years. I also mentioned in my previous video that I was waiting for a replacement shoe, and this is it. It's the Stella Go-To block heel sandal in the color almond, which goes with everything in my closet. Nisolo is a Nashville-based company that designs sustainable shoes and accessories. All of their designs are timeless, it's lightweight and breathable, and made for everyday function and next level comfort. Not only do they care about the quality, but also how it's made. They meet the highest standards of social and environmental responsibility. If you are looking for new shoes or accessories to add to your capsule wardrobe, I highly recommend checking out Nisolo. They're offering my community 20% off the first order with the discount code sophie20. Please check out the description. Thank you to Nisolo for sponsoring this video. My biggest purchase in the past couple of months has been my stand-up paddleboard. I was contemplating on this purchase for the longest time, but I'm so happy that I went for it. I thought about 2 key things when making this purchase: cost per use and the resale value. Even in the short time that I've had this board, I've used it so much already that the cost per use has been lower than if I had rented one. Also, doing a little bit of research, I knew this was going to be very easy to resell if I had to, which gave me an added peace of mind. It just started pouring, so we're drenched, but it's so beautiful out here. Being able to explore the island, not just on land, but on water, is a whole nother experience. It's been our weekly routine to go out to the ocean and explore new parts of this island. We get a surprisingly good workout from it, and it's just so nice to be out in nature. The other day, I paddled really far out on my board, away from everything, and it was just so peaceful. I love the simplicity of yoga. You just need a mat, and you can do it from anywhere and everywhere. And for the longest time, I was doing it by myself at home. About a month ago, in my quest to get to know my neighborhood, I went to check out a yoga studio and instantly fell in love with the venue. It's an outdoor-indoor studio looking over the mountains, and the best part is that it's only 5 minutes away from my house. And while I still love doing yoga at home on my own, I can't really put into words how awesome it felt to do it as a group in a collaborative space. Something about the movements and our breath being in sync, it made me become even more present in the moment. They also have cool classes like aerial yoga, cardio, bar, etc. And it's about $80 a month. And if I go 3 times a week, it turns out to be $6 to $7 each class, which really isn't that much compared to how good I feel at the end of each class. One of the greatest things about being an adult is being able to fund my hobbies and interests. Well, I have quite a lot of them, so I have to find ways to do it on a budget. For example, I love to read, so I always try to go to the library first. If they don't have it and can't order it for some reason, I also don't mind paying for an audiobook or just going to the bookstore. I have a rule that if I'm going to buy a book, it has to be something I've enjoyed, or I can't get on Audible, or I don't mind adding it to my limited shelf. Also, if I'm buying the physical copy, I usually finish it within a couple of days, and if I don't think it's worth the money, I know that I can return it. It's been really cool to have access to the city, but I also feel like there are infinite ways to spend money here. The coolest restaurant and bars, concerts and shows, movies and entertainment. And not to sound ungrateful, of course, but it can be really expensive to spend on all of these experiences. In my 20s, I would have gone out on Friday nights just to go out, but it's nice to not have that urge anymore. I've been trying to narrow down what is worth spending my money on and what is just me trying to fill my time. Something that's always worth it to me is going to check out the art exhibition of an artist that I admire, checking out the Made in Hawaii festivals, going to the amazing museums here. These are things I really enjoy and get a ton of value from. I went to the Honolulu Art Museum this past weekend and I left feeling really inspired. Not just from the art collection, but from the architecture, their cool cafe, and their well-designed courtyards. It was $10 well spent. There are other things I wanted to add to the list, like treating my friends and family, date nights with my husband, but maybe I can add it to another video. Hopefully this can be a reminder for you, even on your minimalism journey, it's okay to take up space. It's okay not to live this perfectly curated life. Don't worry too much about regretting your purchases and getting it always right. It's a journey, and I think minimalism is all about discovering what we like, what we don't like, while honoring the changes within us. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments, what is one thing that you think is worth spending your hard-earned money on? I would love to know. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.